So UFC Fight Night, Dern versus Ribas 2 wrapped up. And I just wanted to say, like, it was a decent card. It was good for the UFC to be back, but there was someone I really wanted to talk about, and it was Jacobe Smith. I know this is going to come off like I'm really, really jumping the gun here. And I know we did see Austin Bashi lose, who was like a hyped up prospect, but that was like understandable, I feel like Christian Rodriguez is just like, you can't put him against undefeated guys and not expect him to take their O. But it was also just a tough matchup for Bashi. He'll probably be back. That is literally the toughest fight you could give him for his debut in the unranked section of MMA in the UFC. But Jacobe Smith, this is who I want to talk about. This guy is like, and I know this is going to sound crazy to say because this guy was a UFC champion, yada yada. Jacobe Smith is like a better version of Tyron Woodley. I know that's crazy, but he's got the frame. He's a bit taller, but he's got great cardio from what I've seen. His cardio seems insane. He fights at a high pace. He's a wrestler. He's got very good wrestling. He's very athletic. This guy's one of the most athletic guys I've ever seen in the UFC welterweight division. Like, this guy's a freak athlete. He's explosive. He's powerful. He's got heavy hands. He's beat good competition. Knocked out Preston Parsons with a KO. Against Christian Savory, he absolutely ragdolled this guy that knocked him out on the ground. KO, 18 seconds, KO, 1 minute. He's got decisions though. He can go long. Round 1 KO, ground and pound KO. Like, we haven't seen his jiu-jitsu really, but we do know this guy's a good wrestler. He's powerful, he's athletic. I'm going to just put it out there. I guarantee you Jacobe Smith is a top 10, at the minimum, a top 10 welterweight. Now, maybe something comes out about this guy's game where he's, I don't know, maybe he's really chinny, who knows? I doubt it. Who knows, maybe he's got really bad cardio. I doubt it. Maybe there's something in his game that's going to be a massive flaw. But from what I see, he's just going to run through all the unranked guys. Like, I just can't see him not beating Alex Morono. I think he would knock Alex Morono out in the first round. Like, I see him beating Nico Price. I could see him beating both Carsten Harris and Santiago Ponzinibbio. Like, he's got that athleticism, explosiveness, the wrestling, the power that is going to be hard to beat for these unranked guys. Like, I just see him running through everyone until he gets to the rankings. Then maybe his competition will be tougher. Like, I am interested to see him against people with, like, really good takedown defense. Because this guy's got crazy, crazy wrestling. But I don't know. I just think this guy's going to go far. I'm confident in it. Now, I know Preston Parsons at the same time. He's not, like, the greatest guy in the world either. But to knock him out is impressive. Like, Preston Parsons did beat Matthew Semelsberger. And again, I know Semelsberger's not, like, the greatest guy either. But he did it in an impressive fashion. Like, Oben Elliott could knock out Preston Parsons. And Oben Elliott's, like, looking pretty decent. Like, look, he beat Evan Elder. Yeah, he got knocked out by Daniel Rodriguez, but Rodriguez isn't bad. Like, I think Jacobe Smith would beat Daniel Rodriguez at this point. Like, I have the same feeling I do about Jacobe Smith that I did against Khamzat Chimaev when I watched him beat John Phillips. I was immediately on the hype train. I'm immediately on the hype train for Jacobe Smith. I just can't not be. This guy is a freak athlete at welterweight. I know his reach isn't the greatest. 72-inch reach. He's not like he's Paulo Costa. I mean, I think he might have the same reach as Paulo Costa. But, like, it's not like he's T-Rex arms. Like, he is athletic. He's powerful. But he is a wrestler. That's the thing. It doesn't matter. His takedown threat is also going to let there be big openings for them hands. That's something you got to worry about with this guy. He's young as well. He's improving. He's only 28. He's got a good gym around him. He trains with Saif Saud, from Fortis MMA. So he's training with, like, the Jeff Neals. Who's the Albanian dude that just knocked out Mickey Gall? Ramis Brahimaj. I hope I pronounced that properly. Like, he trains with some pretty good guys. So his takedown defense, I'm sure he's going to be great because he's an Ohio State University wrestling champ, I believe. He's got a crazy wrestling credentials, athletic. He's the full package. Powerful. You know, he's got a second round finish, but he's also got a lot of decisions. I like that. I really do like that he's got these decisions. Very good wrestler. Like we've seen, this is like the welterweight. I was gonna say antidote. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's not an antidote, but this is just like the common phenotype for like a welterweight champion is to be athletic wrestler, good wrestler with hands. Usman, Tyron Woodley. I guess you could even argue Bilal. Like, I mean, Bilal doesn't have power and he's not athletic. He's just grit, and cardio, pace. But like, you know, Usman was pace, cardio, wrestling. Colby Covington was technically, he was the interim champion, pace, cardio, wrestling, not power, but he had some good striking, but he was only an interim champion. Let's not get carried away here. But GSP wrestler with a good jab, he had some underrated power, deceptive power. Like, he's got all the makings of a UFC welterweight champion. Now, I'm not going to say he's 100% going to be a champion. I'm not going to go that crazy. I got to see a bit more from him. But I guarantee he will be ranked. I do see a Jacobe Smith ranking in his future. Because after this fight, you could do him versus Soriano. Soriano's looking great as well. Knocking out Medic in the first round is crazy. I did not expect that. We could get Soriano versus Jacobe. I reckon Jacobe would beat Soriano. But, who knows? Maybe Soriano is going to be like the Buckley. He's going to be another Buckley who moves down a division. He's just a beast because he's on a good 2-fight winning streak. Impressive performances. But, yeah, Jacobe Smith, this guy's for real. Like, I'm jumping on the hype train. I'm putting this video out there. Jacobe Smith will be ranked. He will be a top 10, top 15 welterweight. I think he could make lightweight. I was hearing there was rumors of it, but he did, call out Bilal. So I guess he is going to be staying at welterweight. But he will be ranked. He's going to be ranked. I am pretty confident in this. I just can't see who's going to beat this guy in the unranked sector of the sport. It's going to have to be some other crazy prospect. And off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone. Oban Elliott's got really good takedown defense. But I think Jacobe Smith could probably catch him on the feet if we're going to be honest. He's powerful. He's got a good takedown threat. He's just a scary guy. That athleticism is fucking insane. And I know this is going to sound like I'm exaggerating, and I'm not saying that this will happen. I doubt these two ever do fight. But Jacobe Smith, on paper, does appear to be a nightmare matchup for Bilal Muhammad. Great takedowns, good takedown defense, I'm assuming. Good cardio, powerful, athletic. He's got... trains with Jeff Neal. I feel like if he fought Bilal wouldn't be able to get him down. Bilal would probably have the better technical boxing, but I feel like the power wouldn't really be too much for Jacobe Smith. Now, I guess we haven't seen him deal with too much adversity, so maybe I'm taking a few jumps, exaggerating a few jumps here, but I don't know. I just see that happening 100%. So I'm going to go Jacobe Smith is going to be a top 15, top 10. Let's say top 10. That's what I said originally. Because there's so many guys. I could see him beating some of the guys on the rankings. This guy is just a freak of nature. I'm excited to see his future. Jacobe Smith, if you ever see this video, message me on Twitter, Benderman2001. Got 11k followers. I want to interview you. I think you're a future title contender, maybe. I don't want to exaggerate too much because he did just debut, but there is just something special about this guy, and I see him going very far because his hands are getting better and better, but he is a wrestler by trade. I don't know, maybe I just have a bias for guys wrestle heavy guys with hands. I love a wrestler's overhand. Dan Henderson was a beast, one of my favorite veteran fighters, legends, but yeah, craziness. I can't wait to see what Jacobe Smith does next. Seemed like he wanted to make a quick turnaround. If he could get a quick turnaround, we could be seeing this guy getting a ranking by before the end of the year. If he has Carlos Prates type activity, he will be ranked before the end of the year. That's my hot take. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. let's just do a quick rundown actually of the rest of the card. I'll be quick. Aliev didn't impress me, like, really at all. He's still pretty boring. Selecki almost had him in the third round, but it was a little bit too late. He did get him down. Selecki came in on a week's notice. That's also worth mentioning. Like, he came in on a week's notice. That's a pretty, like, he wasn't prepared for this fight or anything like that. It was meant to be Ashmuz versus Aliev. Maybe they should rebook that fight. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Smith came in on short notice against Preston Parsons as well. Like, that was on a couple weeks notice. It was meant to be Andreas Gustafsson. Fatima Klein, Fatima? Like, I thought it was Fatima, but they were saying Fatima. Fatima Klein beat Victoria Dudakova. I can't believe I picked Dudakova. She came in trying to fight like Hamzat Chimaev. Not a good game plan. She got destroyed. Bruno Lopez came in trying to look like Mario Batista. Ernesta, she won. She's a beast. I like watching her fight. She's always down for a scrap. That's really, rare for a woman's fighter, so she's probably one of my favourite women fighters now. Always in a good brawl. Shout out Lithuania. Jacobe Smith, you just heard my thoughts on that. Fight against Preston Parsons. Thiago Moises, he was getting pieced up. He was really about to lose, but then the leg kicks eventually caught up to Trey Ogden and he did get him. I was mid-tweet, and I did end up posting the tweet. I was like, how did Jordan Levitt beat this guy? And then immediately his leg just fucking crashed. And I was like, oh, okay. I guess that's probably how. I mean, obviously, no, that's not how. Jordan Levitt went a whole different way, but I thought that was interesting. Marco Tullio fouled a little bit. Ihor is just not going to be able to see or have kids at this point because he's getting fouled every freaking fight. But Marco Tullio knocks out Ihor Pateria. Then Felipe Bunez subbed Jose Johnson, who was looking pretty good, but ended up getting caught in the submission. Soriano just destroyed Orismedic. I didn't expect that. Soriano's just built different at welterweight. I guess he was just always at the wrong weight class because he's a beast at welterweight. This guy lost to Dustin Stolfus at one point. Christian Rodriguez, he just loves beating them undefeated boys. Let's just say that. I still don't think he beat Isaac Dorgarian, but still, he just beat Austin Bashi. Very impressive. And he beat Raul Rosas, and he beat Cameron Simon. Like, he's beat 4 undefeated guys. Like, that is crazy to think about. Like, this guy just beats all these undefeated prospects. Some of these guys could go on to be someone big, and then he loses to Julian Erosa. Crazy sport. Erosa doesn't lose to people who are good. He only loses to people who are bad. That's the Julie DeRosa way. Then we have Cesar Alameda versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. This was crazy. Al Hassan dropped him and then just immediately got fucking chinned. Like, fucking out cold. Like, well, not immediately. It was like 20 seconds later. Gets put out cold. Then we have Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Carlston Harris. Carlston Harris, hurts Ponzinibbio on the first couple rounds. Then Ponzinibbio makes a comeback, hurts him. Bit of an early stoppage, but holy shit, did I just completely miss Roman Kopylov versus Chris Curtis? Chris Curtis was Roman Kopylov. This was crazy. This was a good fight. This should get a fight of the night. I hope it does. This was an absolute war between these two. Like, it was back and forth. Roman Kopylov was getting hurt, got pieced up badly, and then out of nowhere, he hurts him. Like, Roman Kopylov hurts Chris Curtis with a clean 1-2, and then this was at the end of the second round. Then the pendulum starts to swing. Like, I had Roman Kopylov winning the first round. The third round, he won because he got a head kick that knocked down Curtis. I wouldn't have stopped the fight personally. I would have let the fight go. There was 2 seconds. Give Chris Curtis the moral victory. He was going to lose anyway because he got knocked down in the third round. So, he was going to lose anyway. He could be pissed off that, they stopped it and everything. I understand, but at the end of the day, Chris Curtis, you were literally going to lose anyway on the scorecards, mate. Like, that's just how it was going to be. Like, there was no way in the world they weren't going to give that to Roman Kopylov. Like, they said that it was 1-1 going into the third. If he knocked you down, that badly, you were obviously not going to get the decision. But still, I understand, he wanted to be a warrior. I'm sure Chris Curtis and Eric Nixick probably just jumped Mike Smith backstage because they were pissed. I've never seen Eric Nixick so pissed off before. He's normally the cool, calm, collected guy. But he was fucking furious. And I understand. But yeah, Roman Kopylov gets the win. Got pieced up a bit badly in the second round. Like, that was all Chris Curtis until, like, Roman Kopylov landed a nice, clean 1-2 down the pipe. But yeah, Santiago Ponzinibbio versus Carlston Harris. Back and forth fight. War. And then Ponzinibbio gets the win. And it was a bit of an early stoppage, but he probably would have just knocked him out cold if he dropped him again. Then we had Mackenzie Dern versus Amanda Ribas. You know, it's close back and forth, but then Dern ended up getting the submission, so, you know, congratulations to her. But anyway, that's my recap and my thoughts on Jacobe Smith. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, subscribe. Just confirmed Jack Della Maddalena versus Leon Edwards, by the way. That's fully signed. That will be happening 22nd of March at UFC London. You heard it here first. Benny P MMA. But yeah, thanks so much. Make sure you subscribe. Share this video. Tell people to subscribe to me if you want the best news, especially Australian related, because I got my sources. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.